drilling for oil. Barack Obama announced the following related to the ban on offshore drilling, a controversial ban that has been much politicized over the last few years. Take a listen.
But the bottom line is this. Given our energy needs, in order to sustain economic growth and produce jobs and keep our businesses competitive, we are going to need to harness traditional sources of fuel even as we ramp up production of new sources of renewable homegrown energy. So today we're announcing the expansion of offshore oil and gas exploration, but in ways that balance the need to harness domestic energy resources and the need to protect America's natural resources.
Okay, so for the environmentalists who are very concerned about this, he did go on, Barack Obama that is, and say that the environment is a concern in this. Take a listen.
But what I want to emphasize is that this announcement is part of a broader strategy that will move us from an economy that runs on fossil fuels and foreign oil to one that relies more on homegrown fuels and clean energy. And the only way this transition will succeed is if it strengthens our economy in the short term and the long run.
Okay, so long and short of it, the Obama administration is proposing to open vast expanses of water in a couple of spots. Number one, along the Atlantic coastline, and I think I actually have the map here. This kind of goes from Maryland down to off the coast of Florida. In the Gulf of Mexico, there's already some existing areas there off the coasts of Texas and Louisiana. This would open some more kind of to the east of that. And it would also add protection to an area kind of in, I guess it's called Bristol Bay, Alaska, which would not allow drilling at all. The plan would allow oil and gas exploration. Many people think that we need this. Many people think that this is bad for the environment and that we need to go the opposite direction. The kind of middle of the road position that the government, that the administration is purporting to take is, well, we want to get away from this, but in the short term, this will help get us transitioning to alternative energy because we can rely less on foreign sources of these fossil fuels. I don't know that I buy that completely. My question is this. After healthcare reform passed, health insurance reform passed, the Republicans made a big deal saying now they won't cooperate with Democrats. Now they won't. They were never cooperating with Democrats. They made it almost impossible to get the healthcare bill through. It got through with no Republican support. And opening up a little oil drilling, if the idea is let's do something to bring the Republicans on, is not going to bring them over. That is for sure. Pat Buchanan even said this is a nice idea and Republicans should embrace it. But I remind you, Pat Buchanan can be reasonable now because he's not, even though he is still racist and xenophobic, because he's not voting on anything. The actual Republicans they've said very clearly they will not cooperate, and they're not going to be pulled over by Barack Obama giving them a little bit of drilling. I think the president is absolutely firing up his base, as he says he likes to do, Lewis, but in the wrong direction. He's got more in common with Sarah Palin's drill baby drill than with his actual base. So yes, that's going to fire your base up, but in the wrong direction. Sarah Palin said at a recent speech, how's that Hopi changey stuff working out? I think there's going to be some drill happy Palin voting Alaskans who feel better about the Hopi changey stuff now that Barack Obama is going in this direction.
Well, you know, it's a direction that we have to go in, and he knows it's better for the country. I mean, whether or not this will actually produce a reasonable amount of oil, you know.
So you're saying we need to go in the direction of reducing dependence on foreign sources.
Well, of course. I mean, ultimately, it has to be, you know, renewable, homegrown energy.
Listen, I'm realistic. No matter whether we do this or not, we're not going to be off of fossil fuels within 5, 10, or likely even longer than that. If I really believe that this would help bridge that gap, I would be for it. I'm just not convinced that it will.
I think you're probably right. But in the meantime, it will produce some oil. It will create jobs.
Okay. Well,
bad for the environment, maybe, but you know what? That's a different story.
Just about every news organization reporting on the news that Obama will approve these offshore drilling sites use the headline, "Drill, baby, drill." So, it's time to check you-know-who's Facebook page, Sarah Palin, and see just about what's going on there. By the way, Obama's giving this to Republicans in exchange for what exactly? What is he getting in return? It's great for oil companies.
Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman on midweekpolitics.com.
Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.